Hey everyone, back in the fish room today. As you can see, it's raining outside, so I thought I'd shoot a video. I've got a couple things on the docket today that I want to do. This is my blue-tailed Goodeid tank. If you recall, they were in another tank that failed. They're in here now, and as you can see, I can't see into this tank. So what I want to do is kind of clean this up. I want to put a lot of this anacris in another tank. So I'm going to split the anacris, kind of get in there and see what we've got in terms of numbers of Goodeids. I know there's been at least one drop, maybe two. But the other thing I need to do is in here is I have not seen a male Picta Guppy in quite a while. So I wonder, they were kind of fading away. You can see a couple Endler males there, but there were some females, but I hadn't seen the males, and I wonder if they wanted a little salt in this water, and I didn't want to give it to them. So there's some young juveniles of the bluetails. So I'm going to kind of do a survey. So I need to do that and just kind of clean things up. I want to give a little bit more light to some of the crypts that are down here, and also get a little idea of how many crypts I have, and if I've got anything that can be moved. Obviously I've got gobs of painted fire cherry shrimp in there. Just, they're coming out the seams of this tank. So that's number one. That'll take me most of the time. And then I also kind of want to do the same thing with this tank. I kind of want to spread things around. You can see a little bit of yellowing on my leaves for my lutea crypt. So I want to get some tabs under the roots on those, kind of thin out this hornwort, and then also kind of do a survey of how the fish are doing in there. I've got two different live bearers in here. I've got the Hydrangea formosa. You can see the blue dream shrimp there. But the Hydrangea formosa are so cryptic and small that they are hard to see. But I think there's a lot of them in there. So, and I'm kind of looking to see, so you guys can note, I can't see a thing, but I think there's a lot in there. The other thing that's in here is, there's one right there. So there's a female. So I've got some yellow jacket Endlers that I put one male and about 3 females in here. I don't know if there's been any fry drops yet. They were all very small. But again, I can't see what's going on in either of these tanks. So we're going to do a little cleanup, deep clean, get plants out, get some scrubbing. I've got some hair algae on the heaters in the back, and some algae down low. It's hard to scrub sometimes around some of these plants near the bottom. So that is my goal for today, and we will go ahead and get started on that, and I'll resume filming when we got a little something to get you updated on. All right. Hey, I just got the lid off, and I thought I would just, you know, anacris is such like the humble plant, but when it's like going off and it's just, it looks so awesome. I love it. And the shrimp love it, obviously, too. They're just like they were right under the lid, just absolutely going crazy. There's some blue tails right down there. So anyways, that was not the video. I'm just an interlude on before I dive into this, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, so I've got the anacris out of here. I put the lid back on because I was afraid of the adult blue tails jumping out, but you can see it is amazing how many critters can be in a 10-gallon tank that you cannot really see. I mean, this thing is just loaded with shrimp. It is unbelievable, and they all look really nice right now. The crypts also look really good. Their color is good. You wouldn't have known that I had that many, actually. This whole portion in here was kind of like where the anacris was really rooted down into, and I couldn't see most of this in the back. So obviously you can see I've got some algae on the top there of the filter because I couldn't really get it out. I pulled it off the wall, but I need to clean that, and you can see through the mulm that I've got probably about 15 new juveniles of the blue tails. There's 2 large females that I was able to rescue out of the old tank. And if you remember, I had about a colony of about 15 to 20. I lost about 10 of them. I think I pulled out 5. Actually, my kids did. You can see one of the females. There's the other one. They get pretty big. They're about 3 inches long. And then there's one really nice male, which you can see him right there with the blue tail. Now the adult females kind of lose that stripe that they get down the side, but there's one older juvenile right there, female, and you can see she has those like nice kind of racing stripes down the side with a kind of a creamy spot or kind of bluish cream spot. But there is what I was looking for. There are 2 female Picta Guppies still in here, but no males. It looks like all my males have gone. So that's a pretty tough species to keep, even with hard water. I wonder if I should have been putting some salt in there, but a tablespoon or 2. But no matter, everything else seems to be doing really well in here. So this is how much anacris I pulled out of there. There is gobs. So I'm going to split that, put it into another tank, and then return the rest into this tank. Any shrimp that happen to go with this will also go into a different tank, and we'll start a second colony of these guys. Alright, I'm going to vac this tank and get to cleaning. Alright, so we are into tank number 2. This is the Hydrangea formosa and some of my, really it's my breeding project for the tiger endlers. Now there's the male that I really love. He is awesome. But you wouldn't know that I would have had all this crypt lutea growing in there. You couldn't even see it. You couldn't. It's so amazing, these shrimp, how you think maybe there's a dozen, maybe 2 dozen. No, there's 10,000, 100. I mean, it is so funny. So now this line seems to have a lot more variability to it than the cherry shrimp. So, and I think I've mentioned that before. I think they call this color like blue jelly. This real light, kind of semi-transparent color. And then you have, let me see if I can find a really dark blue, which is the Blue Dreams. There's kind of one right there. This is a great example. Where are you? Right there. So you can see how dark that one is. And I guess the goal, just like painted reds, or painted fires, excuse me, is to find one that is clear. Now, so then you have those, it's kind of like, I forget what they call those, charcoals, or, so there's a lot of stuff kind of getting kicked out of this line of shrimp. Now again, I only bought, when I bought this, it's got to be almost a year now, or over a year, 2 years ago maybe. There was only 5 of them, and they all looked kind of medium. There's a great buried mommy. Now there's some Hydrangea formosa, and that fish is such a little lurker. Again, you wouldn't know, but I have babies, all kinds of stages in here, tons of them. So anyways, I'm going to do a little cleanup in here. Get back a little bit so you can see what's in this tank. divide the hornwort, put some back in, kind of do a little scrub, clean up. Anyone know how to deal with brush algae on the tops of sponge filters? It's not necessarily a problem, it's just one of those things that, is there any good way without killing all the bacteria in your sponges to clean those up? So, alright, we'll continue on and then I'll finish up this video. Alright, so we've gotten these pretty much buttoned up. So let me go through this just really quick. I took about 2/3 of the anacris out, kind of did a major vac on everything. It's a little cloudy still, got a good scrub through the tank. You can see I've got about 8 batrillion cherry shrimp in here, which this colony is really good. The roots from the anacris, which were all buried, I kind of put them back there in the corner where I want it to reattach, but I didn't bury it. I don't know if those are going to melt back or if they'll reattach themselves, so I didn't want to do that. The crypts themselves look great. I wish they were a little bit taller, but being a low-tech, very little fertilizer tank, they look really good. I only dose some Flourish every once in a while when I kind of thinking about it. And anyways, that tank is looking like that. And so it's much clearer, and I got a good census and a good idea of how my blue tails are doing. So I'm really pleased with how that colony has rebounded. So there's that tank. And then if I come over here, so did a good vac on this. Really pleased with how the crypts are filling in. I only took about half of this hornwort out because I don't like getting spot algae on my crypts, and it just seems like as soon as there's too much light with these guys, they just get coated, and it kind of bothers me. So anyways, it's still a little bit crowded, a little bit dim, but you can see back in there. And again, I got a good census of my Hydrangea formosa colony. There's about 30 individuals in there, which is really nice. And I didn't do a whole lot with the shrimp yet. I think I really need to kind of go through this and cull a little bit on some of the ones that are not what I'm looking for. And I can just put them in another tank. I've only got a couple shrimp tanks. But anyways, there's my star male that I am so stoked on. He's the hero of the tank. Love that guy. All his ladies are up there. There's 3 of them that I've pulled out of the other group. And yeah, so that's this tank. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for coming along for a little bit of a clean, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.